record now?
Now it is.
Elena, can you join this call, Mama? Can you join this production call? Can you join this production call for Viste? No, I know, but I think Brianna and Naomi can do that right now because they're only going to do the liquid. You just got to be careful. Hey, this is one of our. I mean, wait.
Hello.
This is my daughter. Elena.
Hello.
She's going to be one of our producers. Actually, my daughter's actually learning. She's studying filmmaking at Emerson. I am Boston. So I want to.
In Boston.
Porque she's too good for FIU and UF and all that stuff.
I don't blame her.
No,
Yo te voy a enseñar a hacer, en Miami lo que enseñan a hacer videos de Pitbull nada más ahí en la universidad y eso no sirve.
Yeah. So, okay, so guys, let's jump right in. Let's talk about the most pressing things that we have to advance this week and next. But before I do, actually, I want to mention, look at Cesar with his rocker jacket. So Cesar, you are in Quito, right? You're in Ecuador today?
Yes, estoy en Quito ahorita.
Okay. And Juan Carlos, you're here in Miami, and then of course, I don't know if you know this, but Efrain is in Puerto Rico, in Little Puerto Rico, in Orlando.
Okay.
Okay.
And I'm here. Yeah. So, me imagino, Juan Carlos, que Cesar debriefed you on everything, and
Yeah.
you're up to date on everything. So, okay.
Yeah.
So, I would like to see if we can shoot this film the second weekend of August. Let's talk about
weekend.
the second weekend of August.
So that's the 12th?
I think it's Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Yeah.
Let me confirm. Second weekend starts the Friday 11th, 12th, and 13th. That's Friday, Saturday, and Sunday.
It's gonna be 2 days or 3 days shoot? 2 days, right?
Oh, I think we talked about 3 days only because the first day was some setup stuff and also some of the simpler stuff to warm up things. You said we should do it on Friday, Cesar.
Yeah, but I think we never talk about 3 days. It was 2 days shoot because the budget is in 2 days. I think not 3 days.
The budget is for 2 days.
Okay, so
and it will for us. It will be ideal to be on the 18, but we can figure it out about 11.
Okay, so let me find out if that presents any concern for our team.
Okay.
It may not. Elena, you're still around on the 18th, right? Okay. So I don't think it'll be a problem if we move it by a weekend, but let me verify because I did the people that I asked if they're interested, I did mention that weekend. And for one of them, it might be problematic if it goes later in the year, later than that weekend. So let me find out as well. And I'll let you know by Friday, we will know. Thursday or Friday, we'll know for sure the date. But I think we may need to know it sooner because you're asking, we're looking at houses, we're looking for actors and stuff like that. And they need to know. But I would just leave it open to see if they're open for either weekend.
Okay.
Okay. Now, in terms of other updates, I spoke with, I sent the script to Ruben from, and I should know by today if they're interested.
Okay, that's the actor. That's the main actor, right?
He would be the main actor. I like him. Juan Carlos, I think you probably heard from Cesar that we don't want to make this a Cuban production.
Right.
We want to make this an inclusive production. Not because of political correctness, but just because it's good. It's good for us. And this is a story that lends itself to an Afro-Latino, a Mexicano, and a Cuban, La Mexicana. I have somebody actually who I want to audition for the role of the Latina. She's Afro-Latina. And very pretty. She's very smart. Her name is Liz Alarcon. And she's actually a media company owner of Project and we're collaborating on other work, and I actually think that she herself is tiene el timbre ese, tiene la energía, tiene el look. She looks like the person I envisioned for that role. The other person I like is Lamai from Los Peachy Boys.
Okay.
So I'm gonna find out if Jennifer is interested today as well. And
Okay.
to have maybe a Mexican American or two other actors to audition for the role. It could be an influencer potentially. So I'm gonna ask our team to give me some nominations for Latinas that could play this role.
Okay.
And the good thing about it, Juan Carlos, as Cesar probably already told you,
Jose Carlos, Juan Jose, is not Juan Carlos, Juan Jose.
what did
Me
I
puse
say?
Carlos porque me conocen como Carlos, pero mira, te voy a
Carlos.
contar.
No, I think the good
Juan
thing
Jose.
is that the exciting thing for people involved in the project is that we're not trying to do a film. We're trying to do a very special cinematic experience. We really want this to be a special film that we would be taking to the road next year for film festivals and stuff. There's a lot riding on this film beyond the obvious. We're trying to make a movie, because if we're trying to make a movie, we try to make it a hell of a lot cheaper with a hell of a lot less production. But that's why we're teaming up, and we're doing it for a mutual interest, and because we love movies. And so when we approach actors of any kind, we can let them know, like, look, we're not just trying to get you for a role because we're trying to fill a body. We're actually trying to make a film that we think could be special. Okay. And that's the headline. And it's not PR. It's like, that's exactly the fact. That's why I'm putting so much attention to it. So for the male role, I have not done any outreach. I have not even thought about, I think the only person that we've done some outreach, but he might look, he's Cuban too, is he might be interested. He might do it because he's building a relationship with my company, is Giancarlo Canela. He has a massive following. I could find out by the end of this week if he's interested in the role. But the danger is, if it's Giancarlo, I don't want to put too many Cubans in this. So there will not be more than 2 Cubans in these roles. Ideally, it's 1 Cuban, the old man, and the other people are different.
Yeah, somebody else, a Mexican or Puerto Rican.
Yeah.
Or
but look, Giancarlo Canela has a tremendous following. He's a really good guy. He's doing a lot of films, so to have somebody like him involved brings some additional weight to the project. I would probably think second thoughts about 2 Cubans if he was that second Cuban. Otherwise, no, but I'm behind the camera. I'm behind the camera. I'm not in front of the camera. So that's our thinking about the cast. We need to put a call for casting out there.
Okay.
I want to find out, like, how do we do it in a way that doesn't sound like we're not paying attention to what's happening in Hollywood, even though we're not a major budget film. Juan Jose.
But this is, are you, initially you were looking for SAG, or you just want anybody?
No, so the only person that I'm imagining for SAG, and obviously this is a low budget movie, is a very low budget short film, as a matter of fact.
Yeah.
Is El Viejo, the old man.
I don't really think you're gonna have problems with SAG. They're going after the
No, because
Association of
when
Motion
you do
Pictures of America. It's a
No,
bigger
no,
fish to
and
fry.
this is the
It's an indie
regulation
film.
for this, the regulation
when
for
you
the
do a short film, you can feel that if you go to SAG, you can do a SAG actor without paying them so much, because when you do a short film that's gonna be in festivals,
No, but
you sign a specific documents that you pay them. They have already the budgets for that type of work, and they usually lower than the actually budget when there's a feature, a big movie or whatever. They're gonna be more exposure in the open
Yep.
market. No?
But for the regulations, the regulation for the strike is if they are allowed to do indie films and short films, so we can still do a open casting call, and that won't be a problem.
And
Yeah, we can do
another
open
thing,
casting, sucks and no sucks. So whatever wanna come to
another
the
thing is, Florida's a right to work state. So if you're
Yeah,
union
yeah.
or you're union, it doesn't matter. In Florida, it doesn't count because I've done a bunch of union work and I'm not union.
Yeah.
I don't even. I'm
Yeah,
not
but
even
it-
FICOR.
But some actors, they wanna
Yeah, they
be
get picky.
on
They
the
get,
on this
se le sube el artista.
Sí, se le sube el ego.
So how do we put out a casting call for a film?
We-
Try
we
backstage.
usually
I mean,
use,
if you want to go, have you ever used backstage?
No.
Yeah, backstage is good, but we have
A casting?
a casting
casting company.
a casting company that we work
Mhm.
with, and they can fill any role. We just give them the list that the actors that we need, and they can help us with the casting, and they do an open casting with everybody, even if we need people like all South Florida or only Miami or even all United States. We should keep the search in Miami or South Florida, but they can help us with that without a problem.
Okay.
It's gonna
So
be easier and faster too, because if we do backstage, it's gonna take a little bit longer.
Yeah, that is true.
have you used
Basically-
backstage, Efrain, or you have been hired through backstage?
I've been posted through different aspects of different projects with voiceover work, and the thing is that sometimes backstage, although effective, it's a longer process
Yeah, it's
because
a longer process.
yeah, if we were like 2 months before shooting, maybe I'd say let's go for it, but right now, no, too close.
Yeah, because we have to make the casting this week to make next week start looking for people. So it would have
Yep.
to turn around, have to be fast. So if we
I
make
think-
the call today, she's gonna be working between tomorrow and by Friday. So by Monday, Tuesday, we're gonna have people already.
Options.
So I'm gonna try to get some answers between today and tomorrow for the El Viejo character.
Yeah.
He's pivotal. He's
Either way, you want that character, open the casting for everybody because that's that is your main character. But maybe you find something that you don't even know, and maybe
Yes,
Yeah, sometimes you'll find an unknown that's gonna fit the bill better than the one that you had in mind.
yeah.
Te consigo un
Open
viejo
the
que se ve
casting for
igualito al
everyone.
Guedes y you nail it. Just make sure
Yeah.
that he's got the attitude.
Yes.
Una cara con viejo jodón.
so what do we need to do to move the casting forward?
No, we
Oh,
already
we-
have the budget, so we
Yeah, we
need
need
to
to review the budget. So
you approve the budget and say, okay, as soon as you say I approve the budget, we pull the trigger, we start making
Right.
the calls today, and that's it. And then you can send us an advance, and we can start working in that pre-production stage as quicker we can. So we can lock the casting, we can start looking
Location.
for locations, all the stuff.
Okay.
Normally, how quickly would the storyboard person be able to have everything ready so we can take a look at it prior to?
It's gonna take based on the number or scenes.
Full storyboard,
Right?
it could be at least
Yeah, it's gonna be
I
like
think between no more than maybe a week, maybe 3-4 days.
Okay, so
Yeah.
we're gonna cut it
I would
close.
say
so-
5.
So I would sit with I would do a Zoom with a storyboard person. I imagine go over every single scene of the film. Is that how it works, or do they take a stab at it without it?
No. But it's gonna be based on
The director's view.
yeah. They need your input.
So Cesar,
Yeah, they need to input
Cesar,
our input in that
Like
case.
remember that they charge by square. So so less, they charge by square.
¿cómo que by square?
By
Or
Every
by
little
picture,
box they
o sea,
draw, they charge.
Yeah,
yeah, they
they charge for the
charge
boxes.
by take.
Are these people
Frame.
based?
by
Theme,
frames. They use
probably, most likely.
They
by
charge by
frames. Like,
frame.
said, okay, this is my 2-shot. This is the 2-shot
Yeah.
that people are gonna be talking. Okay, and then I'm gonna cut 2 singles. They're gonna charge you to make the 2-shot, the 2 singles, and then you
Yeah.
said okay, and then I'm gonna be a tracking shot, and that's another shot. So you start counting. If the storyboard has example, 100 little pictures.
100
They're
different
gonna
camera
need for each
angles.
one of them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Try not to do like every single frame that you are thinking of, but and of course we're gonna request the basic drawing in black and white, because if you go, you know, the more detail you go and the more color you go, the expensive
Right,
the
right.
expensive is gonna be the
Yeah,
frame.
go
So
simple.
we don't need we need it. So I think it's in a storyboard in a movie. It have to be the colors. I think it doesn't have to be there unless you.
No.
We need to get a picture frame that cannot tell you the story, because in the moment that we shot it, we're gonna be filming. Maybe things are gonna, as soon as do the scout, some stuff is gonna change.
It's gonna
But as
change.
soon as we have a big picture that what we're gonna accomplish, I think is enough, because we can change a little things and the no.
Manny, think of your storyboard as a comic book strip.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know that.
Yeah.
I'm gonna before I do the storyboard session, I'm gonna do some YouTubing on how to be a good partner for the storyboarders, right? I have a good sense of it, and fortunately, I think it might help me that I've been a photographer in my life. But again, nothing like Mr. Cesar here. Which is
Yeah,
why
and two things. It's gonna be they gonna of course it's gonna be better for them to do more. So as you know, is you have to control that. And the other and the
Yeah.
other way the other thing is, as if you ask for many, they're gonna take longer, of course, because they do it by hand. They do it by hand.
Yeah.
Are they based in the United States, or they out
No,
of,
no, they're based here. Yeah, they're based.
Space here. Space.
is it better to do it with somebody based here? I don't know.
That's the people or the team that we were before. We can find somebody in South America. But you know, you're gonna be
Because
they.
this is a bit of a co-production, guys, between us. So we save money, we make money.
Yeah.
Of course, no, I
Yeah.
know.
Yeah.
The only
Yeah,
thing
we
is,
can find options. We can find a
we can
couple
find
options. See what
options.
it,
The
I
other-
believe that you put the storyboard creator for $1,000 in the budget.
yeah.
So
Basic, for a
approximately
basic
what
one.
kind of mileage do we get with $1,000?
Let me see.
Well, we should be able to do this short film with $1,000, right?
Well, that's why I'm asking, because hay mejor preguntar que, como es
Yeah,
mejor preguntar que
example.
después que nos caiga la sorpresa.
yeah, when you do example, when you do a music a commercial, right? And the commercial is different because you have to be more precise with details and everything. It can be around
This is
sometimes
gonna be
$50, like a $50 for a square. But sometimes when you do a short film that is more sketchy and good, it can go more like maybe $30-$25 for each.
yeah.
If
You're
we
gonna
can,
have
also we can
around
find
30 frames, 35 frames. If we
Well,
need to do more, if we need to do more, we need to, you know.
And the storyboard is primarily used by the director and the director of photography, right?
Mhm.
yeah, the production as a whole, because they are everybody gonna knows what we were trying to achieve.
Yeah, even in
So
the editor is
it's gonna
gonna
be
use
like
a storyboard to cut.
So we're gonna
the-
give it to our actors almost like a comic book.
no, not the actors. The storyboards is more for the production side. It's for you and me, the AD, the script supervisor, and the producer to know what. Okay, we're gonna accomplish this scene. Okay, how you envision this scene? Okay, it's gonna be these force movements. So that's for us. It's helping us at the production side to get faster on the what we're gonna accomplish. So we don't start thinking, now we're gonna do this next. That we already we have the vision of what we need to accomplish.
Well,
So
the key thing is too that if you use a storyboard, you have a set path, and let's say those are the most important shots that we need to take, and then if we even have time left over, we pick up and do our own crazy shit and then add it to the mix later. But we do an addendum to the storyboard.
yes, we go with the basic stuff, and then we need to try to do more. We can do it. We have the time. We accomplished already what we have to accomplish.
Okay. So, okay. I think we're clear on the storyboard. So the casting, we agree that we're gonna cast for the main 3 actors, and then the rest are extras. That
Yeah, but you're gonna cast everyone. So you have everybody. You're gonna cast the 3 main actors, the couple that is kind of extra at the end, and the real estate agent that is the
Oh.
first one that put the sign on the beginning, and maybe it's gonna be the same one at the end that also is in the same
Oh,
talking with the guy.
literally cast even the extras, you're saying.
Yeah, you cast everyone. And
You
when
need-
you
you
do a
need to-
movie, you cast everybody, even the extras.
No, okay.
And if
Unless
you
you
do
have
like
a friend that you
description-
want to do the, no, unless you have a friend, something that you want to put on it, specific, or a cameo with somebody that you know. If not, you cast everybody and then you pick.
Okay.
And we will need like a, you know, a description of the character, how you see it, and you know, age range, and you know.
Yeah, I gave that
profile.
to Cesar. I think there was one thing he wanted me to tweak, but
Yeah.
do I do that for all the minor characters too?
For all the talent that you want to cast.
So the three major talents is pretty much what you write. Now the other ones are like more like you just put, okay, I need a casting of a couple with this age range, and it's a young couple. They're gonna come to pick up to see the new house. You just describe and small describe
Yeah.
how do you see this couple, no? And then the real estate agent, like a small description, because they don't talk too much. There's just a little,
Yeah.
maybe a line.
Especially age, you know, ethnicity, if you wanna
Yeah.
remark
Okay.
and how you see them.
Okay.
Because the initial casting is gonna be a self-tape cast, so it's gonna be easier. They're gonna send us tapes, and then we're gonna do the callback, and in the callback we're gonna be present, and we're gonna do the callback with them.
So, with regards to the tape, it's basically, you mean it's a video, right?
Yeah.
It used to be the tape before.
Juanjo's still old school.
And then you just need to, for each character, let's decide, you know, which text or part of the script you want them to
perform.
to perform in the video, and that's it.
So yeah, so they get the script in advance, and
But not for the
Yes.
casting. For the casting only
not the-
apart.
So Manny already sent me the description of the characters, and at the end of that document was like the scenes that each character wants to say, like a small part.
Okay.
That's enough for the casting. And then when you pick the talent that you want, and then you give them the script, the full script,
Of
so they
course,
can
the full script.
okay. Okay. So let's talk about let's talk about what about the production cost. Oh wait, is there something else that we should talk about before we go to the production cost? To the budget?
Nope. The budget is very important.
No, but is there anything else that we should talk about before that?
No, on our
the
side.
production cost of the casting.
No. Anything else that we should talk about? We talked about the casting. Oh, the location. Let's talk about location. first.
Location.
Yeah,
Yeah,
'cause
location.
that's the thing that's keeping me the most awake. What are your thoughts, Cesar, on that?
On that, I think we need to maybe find. I can find one of my friends that been like location managers, and they maybe have something, a house that they already know. They know that they can kind of give us input, and they can send us different options. We can go through a couple websites also that are really important to find locations, and then they send us different options, and we look through them, and then whatever we like, we can go and do a tech scout and actually go to the location, see the location, and try to see how the location gonna work on the film.
Let me
And
ask
maybe the location, if the location doesn't have the exactly wall that we need, but the location is good for everybody else, we can fake that wall and build like a small wall to create the hallway, and then put it down. So it's many ways
So
that
I
we can make it work.
I think this is the part that Juan Jose, that I'm most worried about. I know it may seem like maybe it's not the biggest one, but it's not because of the outside of the house or because of it's a fancy house. Not at all. It's because of this whole thing with the nail. By the way, did I give you guys the big update about the nail story, the legal one? I told you, right?
I don't know.
No, not to me.
So it turns
No.
out, I'll tell you this before we go back to the location. It turns out that this story, the general outline of the story goes back to 800 years ago. And it was created in somewhere in Persia by Iran and Iraq, Libya, somewhere in that area. And there's some differences in the story, but this story has its roots way, way back then, and is part of a series of other moraleja type stories by this Muslim type writer. I don't know if he was Muslim officially, Efrain. Do you remember if he was
Probably
Muslim?
since he's in Persia, I would take a wild guess to say yes, he was.
Yeah.
Musradin, I think was his name. Musradin.
We have the whole story. We could send that to you later, but I just wanted to tell you that.
The original story is way darker. I mean,
yeah, but we won't go there right now. I just wanted you to know that about that. We did a legal call on Monday.
Okay.
Attorney, or was it Monday or last week? I don't remember, but it was recently. I
it was last week, sometime last week.
Yeah.
And the trademark attorney and copyright attorney said that we're pretty much clear on.
We're good to go. That's good.
Good to go. And ours is a variation of that anyway. So there's unique license that we've taken with this story by modernizing it the way we did. Anyway, so moving back to the location. So the location, if there could be continuity of the location where a car could be somewhat parked in front of it, like almost any house in Miami, of course, and going in and out because of that one scene where she gets the old man and tells him, can you like step outside over here, please, like don't come inside. That would be for the continuity. So Cesar, you guys want to keep that in top of mind.
So the idea will be to have a house that have a parking lot, a little porch before the entrance, so they can be that talking. And then when they go inside, the idea the house it has like a little small like a living area with TV, and then the kitchen is have to be like a nearby, and we have to create or have like a kind of hallway, no? Where that hallway had to have like a couple doors side to side, so you can see action between spaces, and the clavito is always at the end of that hall. If the house doesn't have the house, but the house is good, we maybe can create that wall, not to create that idea the clavito on the hallway, but the idea is to find a house that have that kind of attributes.
And you know why? You know why the clavito in the hallway is sort of dramatically important. It's also because it's almost like a clavito has its home within the home, and also because it affords a little bit of privacy for some of the tension that we're building between people viewing the viejo in an intimacy moment with a clavito, and rather than being in front of everybody directly as much. So that's why some sort of way for people to see it from the main room to a hallway that is kind of open, but is also private. It adds a little bit of the tension. So it says that, you're a DP, and you guys have had many experiences with films and novelas and everything. You guys can help scout that better than I would, but you now understand my perspective of creating the visual tension and the acting tension.
Yeah, I think I have an idea what we need to accomplish for sure. And then, as I mentioned, is if the house is perfect in every way, but doesn't have that kind of clavito home, we can create that in the house. So we can bring like a kind of like an art director, and he can set up that area that doesn't exist in the house, but we can bring it in because everything else work. So as soon as we do the scout, we and with the script, and we go there and see how we're gonna place each scene on the space, we're gonna know that if the house is perfect, what we need to do, or we need to find another one. No, the idea is to see as many we can that with that main mindset that and trying to find, in different areas in Miami,
Yeah,
that
and
type of house.
again, guys, it doesn't matter if the house is a beautiful, expensive looking house or not. It's still $1, and it's still,
Mhm.
it's even if it was a rundown house, they'd buy it. Yeah, they'd buy anything for that.
Uh-huh.
So
Yeah.
we're
It could be fancy, it could be poor,
Yeah.
it could be anything. It's just $1.
we're
Manny,
using a house that
just-
Got it.
Just so you get an idea on the optics, you got to remember that although we want a hallway for el Clavito, we may not end up shooting the Clavito in a hallway because you have to stick a bunch of people in a hallway
Yeah.
with a
Yeah.
camera and a light, and we might end up using a wall and a corner in the house that might work as a hallway when we do those takes.
Yeah, as long as we
Yeah.
create the tension. There's
Yeah, the idea is to tension. Doesn't matter what the Clavito is.
Right, right.
You're
Yeah.
right, man. We create, if the house is good, it's because the whole scene, the tension, we can build a tension, knowing the hallway could be more like an open area, but the Clavito is watching you. No matter where you walk in the house, I'm here watching you pretty much.
Yeah, so Cesar, you guys know the tension we're trying to pick and how we're trying to make
Yeah.
the couple
Mhm.
take a peek at the viejo doing his thing, wondering what the hell's going on. If the viejo's right in front of them, then it doesn't, then some of those elements, you'd have to remove those scenes from the movie, and I think it removes
Yeah.
the fun tension that builds up to, the joke is on them later on. So
Yeah.
or I trust you 100% on this. My question for you is, how do you even know that a house is available? Or is it sometimes just the floor plan because of
No,
this?
because those
The
houses are
houses for
for
production.
rentals. They're
Yeah.
for production. The people that rent the house,
Really?
they are renting the house for production, mainly. So the house is ready for pretty much ready to shoot.
Really? They're just for production?
Yeah. Yeah. I people specific that build and rent houses for production. Not for any other, nothing else.
So
No
if
Airbnb.
it's,
Think of it
if
as-
it's,
It's just,
if it's available, they're gonna let us know, and yep.
It's Airbnb
just-
for movies.
So let me ask
something
you,
like that. Something like that.
that's a related question. Are we looking broadly from Miami to Fort Lauderdale? Or are we
Yeah,
looking?
we can look.
Yeah.
No, we can look Miami, Fort Lauderdale for sure.
It will depend on the house and on the budget also,
Yeah.
because depending on how big or how specific is we need it, they might be charging, and they're charged
Yeah.
of course by day.
And maybe I have a friend that has a house and they
Yeah.
can rent it too. So we're gonna start looking in any different
It's a-
options.
Usually it's a 10-hour day for them.
Yeah.
Okay, and what are the hours that we're asking the actors for? I was just asked that the other day and I wasn't sure how to answer it. Because I don't know, I don't want to violate any rules.
It's gonna
No,
depend.
usually the normal is 10 hours.
We
between
can.
10 or 12.
It's gonna be based on the schedule. We can do a rundown on the scenes because we need to do once we have we have the final script, we can do the rundown and we can do a schedule for by scenes because you don't shoot like linear, you're gonna
Yeah.
have to shoot by location. So maybe we're gonna need it from some time, but we will know that after we do the schedule.
Okay. So,
Mhm.
okay, one more thing and we'll go into the fun part, the budget. So regarding Brandstar, they haven't gotten back to me and I don't want to push them. Honestly, I think they'd want to do something in their studio. And I actually don't see this as a fit for their studio.
Yeah.
Santiago, who Cesar, you met him probably very briefly at our event. Santiago Hayek, he's our partner. He was not aware
Okay.
you're involved, but now again, I think you have all of this equipment and you guys are the production partner, but he may also have an ability of getting involved if we need somebody else as a third partner involved. But I think they have a production company and that's your kind of role and your contribution. So I just want you to know that's why he chimed in. He was not aware of the depth of our discussion. He thought we were only on Brandstar and that we had not had broader discussion about you guys being more than the DP. In the
Okay.
yeah, so that's why he was chiming in. I just wanted to clarify that because
Okay.
he was, chiming in on that. That's the context of it, not that he was
Got
trying
it.
to change who's working with us.
Yeah, yeah.
So,
Okay.
did you get to meet him, by the way? I don't know if you did at our gathering.
Sorry, I don't get that.
You didn't get to meet
Entendí.
Santiago, I think.
No, no lo he conocido, creo.
Okay, él estaba ahí, pero en la otra mesa. Él estaba en la
O sea,
otra.
lo conocí, también nos saludamos, pero no
Yeah,
compartimos.
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, so let's get to the budget. So I would like to try to keep the budget at 60K range. I know that we can have it at that with the contributions that you're gonna make for
Mhm.
production and equipment and stuff like that.
Mhm.
But
Mhm.
ideally, so let me tell you what I'm gonna do this week that I was waiting for Brandstar because Brandstar would impact that discussion. I'm gonna go back to Banano I'm sorry, Adsmoving. Banano is the owner. And I'm gonna ask him if he wants to get involved as a partner with the condition that we cannot produce the film to throw it immediately into the streaming service. Because that's the only concern I have about what I've seen the deals that he's done. He's trying to be like, hey, let's put that whatever, but it goes to the streaming service. I need to let him,
No, the
but that-
streaming have to be at least a year later that you
Yeah.
put that in festivals and get awards, and not when that surfing have like a kind of like a build its own destiny, and have more awards, and then you can sell it better in the stream. It could be better to be in the stream after you get some awards, not just
Exactly.
directly to the stream.
In addition, it gives us an opportunity to take it to festivals where we would find a potential buyer, distribution, et cetera, especially with, because we would put the buzz machine behind it for us.
Yeah.
So I just want to align that that's really our vision. We don't really want to force a sale of this to anybody because that's our vision, is to do something bigger with it, market it, do a really good movie that we are very proud of, and that we get the hell out of. Like if we have freaking done an Oscar-winning film, which I'm gonna try to direct it so that we have something that people are saying, hey, this should go to Sundance, this should go to South by Southwest, and we should be
Yeah.
able. I've seen so much crap, guys. I don't know if you do have to.
Yeah, I see a lot too.
So much stuff that, oh my God, we got the whatever. And I look at it, I'm like, what the hell were they looking at? Or were they desperate? Or was
Yeah.
it only entry? Does that happen to
Yeah.
you? Or am I the only one that's seen that?
No, it happened to me a lot of times too, that I see something that it's not good, and the people think that it's amazing. How? Where do you see the amazing stuff here? No, because when I see a movie and start getting the example in my vision, the story have to be the acting, the technical aspect of the movie. Because sometimes I be movie that maybe have a good content and good acting, but the technicality behind is take me out of the story because I'm focusing on all the mistakes that you've been doing before. No, the actor is doing something. So
Yeah.
when the technicality overcome or you see the mistakes, take me out of the picture. Take me out of the magic.
So let me tell you an interesting or a weird question that I have for you. So I'd like to shoot more story than the film that we're going to shoot. Let me explain what I mean. And I want to run this by you. This is for you guys to tell me if it makes sense. So I'm a big fan of the original black and white Twilight Zone. Not anything new that came out. I see the story as very Twilight Zone-ish. If it's done right, if we capture the spirit of it properly, we should have a really nice packageable Twilight Zone. The competing interest for the story is film festivals like to package short film, because the more short films that are good, the more directors and people that can say that they have in their film festival. Because I know, because I even did the Hispanicize Film Festival several years, and we were all like, oh man, that short film is good, but that's 40 minutes. That's gonna We could have 3 films for
It's
that.
too long.
Too
Yeah.
long, right? So do you guys, is there a length sweet spot that you think would make this film more commercial when we are now addressing the commercial side of the film, but balances it with making the film be able to go to the short film to the film festival? Let me ask you.
I think
Wait,
you
wait,
don't have to pass 25 minutes. 25 minutes is your top. I think
okay,
between 15 and 25 minutes, it not have to be longer than that.
but here's let me ask the question one more time in a different way. So should we, let's suppose that I was able to, let's suppose that we looked at the film and say, you know what, we can add or we can subtract dialogue as we want to make this film absolutely perfect. 15 minutes for a film festival, they will love us to pieces if it's perfectly 15 minutes. But we also know that if it's 15 minutes, it's less broadcastable as a Twilight Zone type package movie. So therefore, we should shoot a 20-minute, a 24-minute, 25-minute film. Should we do that? Should we consider shooting the film as if it's 25 minutes, knowing that we're really going to use the 15 minute? Does that make sense? So that we have the flexibility.
Yeah.
If we stop shooting, now we're not going to do this again. We're not going to put a Clavito back.
Yeah. No, you can create. You can have a story of 15 minutes, and then so it's a 25 minutes. But you know that you take that scene and the other scene that give you the 25. You're not losing the content of the whole story. No, you can have extra scenes that give you maybe more develop of the character a little bit more, or a scene that is just give you the more longer version. So that's not taking away the actual 15-minute content. You know what I mean? O sea, en ese sentido tienes que ser suficientemente bueno escribiendo para que si tienes que cortar escenas, los 15 minutos de la historia están bien contados y son powerful, y si añades esas 2-3 escenas, mantienes la misma tensión y lo mismo, ¿no? O sea, tienes que escribir en la forma de que si tú vas a sacar escenas, sabes que con estas escenas menos tengo el contenido que necesito. O sea, es más en el writing, es más challenge
Writing, yeah, no,
ti como director y writing than anybody else.
I have been trying to cut. I have to look at the original script. The original script was longer.
Y tal vez a veces cortas mucho y tampoco es bueno porque pierdes la esencia de lo que tienes que contar. Entonces es como, hay historias que no las puedes cortar, las cortas y las malogras porque le quitas lo que tienen que tener.
So that I'm glad that you're telling me this, Cesar, but I want I want Juan Jose to know I'm not just trying to add more work for us. I just want to make sure que si la vamos a poner lo fuerte, el plato este fuerte, que podamos sacarle todo el jugo en su,
claro.
right? Porque
Yeah,
dice, I love this film for my channel, but it's too short. I can't put it as an anthology of short films because it's like only 15 minutes. You know, if somebody says, "Oh, you have a more extended version," that's awesome because I need a 25-minute. You know, so we agree that we can. Let me look at it. Let me look at the script. I think I know where to add it. I know where I can add a couple of things to that adds a little bit more character, a little bit more tension, so that we can shoot the longer version, knowing that between us secretly, we know our film festival length one is like my film festival version would be what you have. That would be my version. The longer version is going to be the one that we're going to shoot to have my I'm listening to I'm listening to an interview and a book that Tom Hanks just wrote. I don't know if you heard about the book. It describes in detail the making of a great movie, and from the perspective of every person producing the film. It's a long story short to tell you that he said this. He said that when he shot A League of His Own, of our own, with Penny Marshall as the director, okay, he gave her pushback porque ella quería, she wanted to keep shooting and shooting and shooting and shooting. And Tom Hanks says, "Penny, what the hell? You have that same scene. You shot that same scene from a bunch of different angles. You drive me freaking crazy."
Yeah.
And
That's important. So ahí es cuando tú y yo vamos a básicamente sentarnos y definir how we envision this scene y crear la escena de la forma que sea lo más, ¿no? Powerful y
Yeah.
concisa para no perder tiempo en hacer extra planos que nunca usas, solamente por the sake of
And no,
tenerlos.
and you know what she said to me? She said, Tom, you need to shut the heck up because I'm shooting all of these scenes because when I get to edit this, I want to have the flexibility of she told him, I can't recreate this scene again. Once we're done, we're done. I want to have more scenes
Mhm.
that I can cut from the less scene, and then I'm like, oh, I can't go back to it. It's done. And then I'm screwed. So he said that he learned the lesson of letting the director get as much coverage as they need, as many little things, so that they have a broader perspective of where they do the edits and how they're going to score it. So I was keeping this in mind as I was thinking, man, we could shoot the super short, efficient 15-minute film, whatever we have now, pero we should probably think broader because we might have an opportunity to have a director's cut that is the one that's good for broadcast. So
Yeah.
same page. Let me try to see if it's natural, and I think we can do that. I will. If I feel like I can't take it, I think I can because I've been trying to cut and cut and cut, and now I know where to. I could tell you like the scene where they're celebrating the achievement of that. I made that super short. I could lengthen that with a little bit of music, a little bit of dance.
Yeah.
I think I can add easily 5-10 minutes to this in a couple ways.
Okay.
So
Okay. That's good.
Okay. All right. So then the budget.
Yes.
Do you want to pop it up on screen, Juan Carlos?
Sure.
Juan Jose, perdona.
1 second.
Has this been productive so far, or am I going out of whack here?
No, that's good. Está bien, está bien.
Oh, shit.
Efraín, ¿por qué tú estás con la mascarita?
Porque me paré de aquí un momento y me acabo de oír el para atrás. Se me olvidó prender la cámara de nuevo.
Are you in your studio? Because it
Yeah.
looks different today. I don't know why.
Probably better lighting. It's the same disaster zone.
Me hagas un cubierto, por favor.
Can you see it?
Yeah. But there's a email to Pablo Camacho that's on the screen.
Right here. Can you see it?
Yeah.
So this is a budget for 2 days. And it's all inclusive right now. So scouts, locations, all the equipment that we are offering. Of course, at the end, you're gonna see the equipment and of course the production.
Discount.
That's the investment that we're doing. We put a cost for talent that we might have to be in those ranges. The location for this is one location for 2 days, of course, catering, everything. So that's full on right now, based on what we have, full on production.
So, Juan Carlos, Juan Jose, perdona. Go to the bottom.
Yeah.
Second, please. So, is this 63,000 with your contribution?
Correct.
So that's your
So actually it's like 70 something. So we are doing a discount of $14,555.
so that would be your producer's investment in the total.
That
Yes.
was the production company investment, correct?
It says that
Yes.
when you and I spoke, you thought you can do 100% of the equipment and also post-production.
No, hay un porcentaje, el 50% de descuento. Yo ahorita te he descontado el 50% en equipos. La
Está.
parte post ya está puesto, no te cobra ningún production fee, que esos son más o menos el 10% de la producción, que también lo hemos dejado como parte de nuestro
No, pero
inversión.
ve un poquito más abajo, Juan José.
En la parte de postproducción, ahí estamos todavía, hemos puesto un costo ahí, podemos ver
Es
si se
un,
puede ajustar algo ahí.
igual en
Adicional, tal
post
vez.
es un base, porque nos va a tomar más de 5 días definitivamente en hacer
Claro, de postproducción nos va a tomar por lo menos, van a estar 2 semanas, después color correction, hay que musicalizar, o sea, eso va a ser fácil, ¿no? Entre 2 y 3 semanas. O sea, nosotros hemos cobrado solamente una semana básicamente de post. O sea, ya actores, no sabemos todavía exactamente cuánto vamos a pagar, no muchas negociaciones, puede ser menos, tenemos un budget ahorita con un número, pero bueno, no, la parte de location también está todavía un poco ambigua, porque no hemos encontrado, no salido a buscar, tenemos un precio básicamente, ¿no? Referencial. Todo eso puede ajustar, tal vez puede bajar, ¿no? Algunas cosas pueden bajar, otras subir, pero básicamente esos costos son todavía un poco y no se sabe exactamente hasta que no comenzamos a negociar exactamente con quien tenga la locación, pues, ¿no? Y como vamos a ir con el approach, que es un cortometraje, ¿no? Ahí vamos a tratar de push el costo y bajar ese costo, pero ahorita no te puedo, hasta que no tenga el costo real, no sé qué tanto podemos bajar. Tú me dices que quieres gastar 50,000, estamos en 63, o sea, hay $13,000 de diferencia. En ese sentido, we have to, ¿no? Comenzar a preproducir en base a que tenemos 50 o 50 y algo, ¿no? Y tratar de bajar lo más que se pueda. Desde todo aspecto, ¿no? Desde un poco de crew, tal vez algunos rates, o sea, ya sabemos que en tu bottom, tu precio ahorita es como dices que es 50. Hay que
Yo-
tratar de cómo llegamos a ese nivel, ¿no?
Yo quiero tratar de que all in with marketing, it's 60,000. Okay.
with marketing. And how much is your budget for marketing?
I would want at least 10,000 for marketing because we're gonna need to do a couple of submissions, different things like that we need for this film. And some travel. Look, some of this completely changes if somebody like Banano or a brand says, "Hey, I want to support this. I'd like to be a part of this." So, and we're gonna try to sell it. The challenge of selling it is only that we really have a different intent for this film, and most of the brands want to do something now. They have a budget for 2023, etc. They're not thinking about next year and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Pero es que no puedo ver. Estás ahí.
Perdón.
¿Perdón?
No te preocupes. No, que Juan Carlos tiene el mensaje de.
Creo que me escribió.
Okay. So whatever your contribution is, that's your percentage of this production. Okay. I will ask you to let me know if we can. What would be what deposit can we make between? Can we make the deposit on the 27th? And what would be the deposit? Obviously, no, we would have to come up with whatever money. How can we?
We usually want to ask for it. Usually it's we can ask for minimum of 30, between 30 and 50% of the pre-production part, because the money we need to produce pretty much. And then when we're done with the production, before post-production, we're gonna maybe another 30, and then when we finish post-production, the rest, pretty much.
Yeah,
It's like a 33, something like that.
So I think we can do, the entire amount that week of. Hold on a second.
The last week of July.
Yeah, but I want to tell you the date. Hold on a second.
Okay.
So I think it's the 28th or the 31st.
The 28th is Friday and the 21st is Monday.
Between the 27th and the 31st, no later than the 31st. We can do,
Okay.
let's say we
Yeah.
do 50% that same day,
Mhm.
and then of course the week after that we would do, or maybe the whole,
The other.
maybe the whole amount, because I don't want
Okay.
to do multiple wires, but
Mhm. Yeah.
between the 27th and the 31st is when we
O
need
sea,
to,
by the end of the month, pretty much.
yes.
Okay, we understand. Entonces, working in the pre-production side from the casting and the location part. And then when I get to Miami on the 25th that weekend, we can set up a meeting to start talking with you, with the script, because you're gonna work with the script a little more. And then
No, we
we
need
can
to,
start.
we need to get the script going, no? Now or
Yeah, yeah. As soon as you have it, yeah, because we need to start working on the storyboard. As soon as you have the, o sea, cuanto antes tengas el script ya finiquitado, mejor.
So, si tenemos un script ahora para el, okay, so déjame preguntarte, because of what I just told you before this budget discussion regarding the longer short film. Should we wait to try to have the longer short film before we do the script storyboard? I guess the answer is yes.
No, yeah, you can have the longer. Ahí. ¿Qué crees mejor, Juanjo? ¿Tener la versión larga o comenzar con la corta y después añadir la larga?
No, para storyboard,
Sí,
no, yo te diría que hagamos la que vamos a hacer.
la versión larga. Entonces, tener la versión larga completa.
La que vamos a hacer, sí. Porque si no, así podemos, así es más fácil.
Quitar que poner.
Aparte, y paquetear cantidad de imágenes. Porque
Ok,
si yo voy y le digo dame 20 y luego le digo no, necesito 10 más, me va a cobrar ese 10 más. Si le digo 30, le puedo pedir 25.
ok, entendido. Entonces sí tienes que tener ten la versión larga terminada para entonces mandar a hacer storyboard.
Okay.
Y el storyboard debería ser uno de los pasos intermedios. Ahora deberíamos, ahora vamos a hacer casting, locaciones, comenzar a ver
Crew.
crew, bueno, descripción de vestuario. Una vez que tengamos la locación, vemos arte. Y con el script que tenemos, apenas lo tengas, el AD tiene que comenzar a trabajar en todo lo que es el schedule y ese tipo de cosas, ¿no? Para poder setear a los actores. Pero apenas tengas, o sea, tratar por tu lado, eso es por nuestro lado, pero por tu lado sí, we need the script, like, the final script as soon as possible.
Ya,
Okay.
y ya la parte para casting lo tenemos, pero si el script final, cuanto antes lo tengas, mejor.
Yep,
Okay, so yo voy a meterme en lo del script para tratar de darle algo más tardar el lunes que viene.
buenísimo.
Ok,
Me,
perfecto.
aquí.
Entonces estamos
Dale,
quedando
María.
que el presupuesto de 50,000, around 50 something está aprobado, ¿verdad?
And yes, pero Cesar, please,
Dime.
Tata, avísame for real. I know you guys own a lot of equipment, but please let me know. Obviously, we are going to be in this together, luchando for a
Yeah.
great thing. And, if there, like, this is the most important thing I probably have done. Like, I've done a lot of things, but doing a film is, personally, because
Yeah. I know.
and it has a lot of implications for El Clavito will be shown to people privately that we're talking to for Bistain. So
Okay.
this movie actually has many legs and potentially more legs for you as well, beyond what we're talking about for next year. So
Perfect.
let's do the very, very best. Efraín es un talento muy grande también. Juan José, tú no lo conoces todavía, pero he's involved peripherally because I think he's going to contribute at the last moment that you don't know what he's going to do. So he's a man of many talents for us as well, but he's more observing right now and being alongside me as a help, producing doing the stuff producers do, making things move forward on my side as well, and holding me accountable.
If possible, again, it will be good if we can record. I know we talk about this, but it's gonna be even better if we record the weekend of the 18th. So that's gonna be even better for us, and we can manage some of the things.
And also for our side, we're gonna also record like a BTS that isn't the budget, but we're gonna make it for the production. That's a cost that we are putting into
What's a VTS?
because it's important.
Behind
Behind the scenes of the whole production, we need to have that.
Yeah, absolutely.
And so that's something that we're gonna add that isn't on the budget. So just let you know.
Okay, that's awesome, Cesar. I think it's gonna be amazing.
Okay, so
Well,
we're gonna put it as a cost for later when we have to know what is the cost of the BTS. We're gonna put it there, but it's not gonna be on the actual cost, but it's there as a budget. No.
Okay.
Got it.
Yep.
Perfect.
All right, so
Perfect, guys. I need to go right now, but
as
anything else I need to talk, please.
so to have the things all clear, I'm gonna send you an email, Manny, about today. That we approve around 50,000 something the day that they're gonna be paid and everything. If you can reply that with okay, it would be amazing for records.
And I'll send you a recording of this so that you have it as a record as well.
Perfect, sir. Thank you very much.
Okay, guys. Un abrazo.
Hablamos. Un abrazo.
Nos vemos.
Gracias por todo. Bye.
Pero if you need a question, just WhatsApp me.
Sure, no
Got
problem.
it. Perfect.
Thank you.
Thank you.